Greetings and welcome back to more F1 25 single player career mode here on the channel. Today we are just about to get ready for round 4, and that obviously means we are heading to the desert of one of the first two races in the Middle East. It is of course the Bahrain Grand Prix, and we really are looking forward to potentially having a more complete weekend, should we say, than we had last time out in Japan. Overall was a pretty decent race, but ultimately the finish was not what we had hoped for. But what we had hoped for is, as you can see on your screens, we have gotten a whole new bunch of upgrades ready for this round, and that means we jump from third to last to now just being closely behind Aston Martin, and they are obviously the 5th fastest car according to the graphic here. So we are closing in on the front of the midfield, and hopefully with these two upgrades that we have in store, and also the two that Ollie have purchased, very soon we should see ourselves project in front of Aston Martin in the development race, and maybe even close up to the back of Mercedes for that 4th spot. In the Drivers' Championship at the moment, it is very, very close between ourselves, Yuki Tsunoda and Andrea Kimi Antonelli. Last race obviously not the best one for us, ending up retiring with a bit of a mistake from my side, and that means that Tsunoda climbs ahead of us. We are tied on points though, so a good race for us here today could mean that we jump the Japanese Red Bull driver in the standings once again. But as you can see, the gap from himself up to his teammate, who is currently the back end of that top 6, the amount of points is over double, so it is looking like we are having to fight for P7 in the Drivers' Championship. As for the Constructors as well, at the moment we are sitting in 5th, just ahead of Williams, who had a very solid race in Japan. So hopefully once again we can capitalize on the upgrades and maybe have a better weekend than the British-based outfit. But I don't think there's much more to say than let's get on with the show and head into qualifying here in Sakhir at the Bahrain Grand Prix. And obviously it is a night race.
Under the bright lights of Bahrain, it is time for qualifying. Grid position up in the air. Who is going to seize the moment?
And it is the first night race of the season, and that obviously makes it a little bit more special. And there we are, preparing to get into qualifying here. Hopefully it's going to be a little bit more easier than it was in Japan. But no threats of rain, obviously, I want to say. But you never know. But it's always good that it doesn't seem like there's going to be any rain according to the radar. There we go, just finishing off the setup. And should we just get out on track immediately? I think that might be a good idea.
Okay guys, everyone be aware, the car's ready to go.
And before we get properly stuck into this episode, I would highly suggest that you subscribe and like the live stream if you are enjoying the content, and I will do my very best to try and make this one an exciting one, but still one where we score some decent points. But out of the pits here in Sakhir, and a very tricky track indeed. It's not a track that I have that many good memories with, to be honest. And hopefully that changes here today. Many a times in SRL, the league I used to drive in, I have had unfortunate incidents at this specific circuit. And Hopefully that's not something that carries over today. Something that I do hope for, though, is the potential of Ollie, our teammate, to potentially make it into Q2 for the first time this season. That would be very, very lovely indeed if he were able to do that. But let's see. It's not been an easy start for the Briton. He's still yet to score points, but he was actually very close in the last 2 races, so maybe he can carry that form, and with the upgrades that we have received, maybe push on to get his first points of the season. But we are slowly getting ready here to start our qualifying lap here in Bahrain. So let's see how we go about this. Tuck a little bit towards the middle. The track is a little bit flatter there. People coming out of the pits, hopefully not getting in the way. Whoa, Antonelli there. Almost running into the side of us as the Mercedes is coming out of the pits. And that definitely did throw us off a little bit. Hopefully that's not something that's gonna have dire consequences throughout this qualifying session. Oh, a little bit aggressive on the curbs there, a little bit too much. So definitely some improvements to be found if this lap proves not to be enough. But hopefully we won't need more than 1 shot. Let's see, we pass the Kicksauber there. I think that was Hulkenberg. I didn't quite see it in time. But Verstappen, provisional fastest here in Q1. So far, Sainz behind him. At the moment, Ollie ahead of Sainz. So that bodes well for our teammate to make it through, hopefully. And we come around the final corner here in Q1. Let's see. We are ahead of Tsunoda and ahead of Ollie.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining.
So a decent first attempt there.
Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
Despite some drivers getting in the way, unfortunately. And now let's not be like Antonelli and get in the way as well. Try and get out of the way here of the drivers who are trying to start their laps. But a decent first attempt, also ahead of Tsunoda at the moment. So we are probably set for Q2 already with this one. That would be very nice indeed, if that was the case. So we're just heading back to the pits. We'll see what happens as we go. But yeah, Alonso ahead of us though. So the Aston Martin's still using that advantage that they have over us in the R&D department, it seems. And Alonso obviously being a very, very skilled driver, probably amongst the top drivers on the grid. Obviously he's going to be pressurizing us. We were a little bit fast into the pit lane there, so we have to be aware of that during the race. It doesn't cost us just yet, which is nice, but as I said, we have to be wary of it. But there we go. Our first attempt here in Q1. It should be good enough, as I said. But let's just stay aware, stay alert. And see if there's any more laps necessary. And I do have to also say, we are still running the Japanese one-off livery. The Sakura livery. I thought it would be quite nice to run it for more than one race during this season, so I decided to do it for the upcoming 2 Middle Eastern races in Bahrain and in Saudi Arabia. So hopefully there's going to be it's going to bring us good luck. We were very close to scoring a very solid result last time out, as I said, and hopefully that trend can carry over. It doesn't seem like our teammate is out on track right now, and he is only a smidge behind us as well, so it's not too bad from Ollie, the first attempts here. But let's fast forward a bit. Let's see when people start to post their lap times. We're currently sitting 6th. And what about Ollie? He's in 11th. So the difference in lap time, even though it's not that big, it is still enough that 4 drivers have squeezed in between myself and Ollie. But we should be set for Q2, so I'm not going to waste another tyre set to try and improve the lap time, even though there's definitely some improvements to be found. And a couple of drivers finishing up here. Let's see what they are able to do. Didn't look like there was any movement for us. And we are through to Q2. But look at this. Ollie Bearman, for the first time this season, makes it through to Q2 together with us. And out in Q1 is Albon, Bortoleto, Sainz, Colapinto and Hadjar. So both Williams drivers are out here in Q1. That is quite surprising considering what great race they had last time out in Japan. But it just shows you how quickly things change in Formula 1. And we can only be happy with that. Both cars through to Q2 for the first time this season. That is something we like to see. We're just going to give it a little bit. Let the track get rubbered in here for Q2. And then we'll probably head out now.
Standing by.
So the track has been rubbered in properly. And now it should be well and truly ready for us to give it a try, see what we can do here in Q2. Out of the pits we go. We're going to have to be a little bit wary of traffic here on the exit of the pits. Tsunoda into turn 1. I think they might have finished their laps, so it's not a big problem. And at the moment we're sitting P10, so no problems here. Gasly making it through to Q2 as well. That Alpine has been performing quite nicely for both him and Colapinto so far this season. But Colapinto did not make it through.
We're right on the cusp now. We've been pushed down to P11.
So Gasly flying the flag for Alpine here in Q2. But ideally we should be beating both him and the V-Carbs as well. So Lawson, the sole V-Carb that made it through to Q2. Hadjar falling at the first hurdle. And I'm quite interested in seeing what Ollie can do as well. See what the car is capable of doing now that we have upgraded it quite nicely. But let's see what we can do here in Q2 as we begin our lap. Across the start finish line, everyone else in the pits. So we have the track all to ourselves, it seems. Much better turn 1 there, taking into consideration that we don't have a Antonelli shaped object down our inside. So that is very nice indeed. And purple sector 1. So that is quite surprising. I did not expect that. We might if it keeps continuing to go this well, I am gonna up the difficulty once we go into the next episode for Saudi Arabia. Even though we do have it on 107% AI difficulty, this is still quite surprising. And Purple Sector 2, we are doing bits here in Q2. Let's see if it's going to be able to stick all the way through.
Drop to P15.
And through the final corner. Let's give it the last push. We run out of ERS just as we come to the line, and we drop to P4 as a result, but it's still well good.
Understood. Stopping this lap.
And we are amongst the fastest drivers here in Q2. So the car is doing absolute wonders here today.
They're in 10th place. Right, their best lap, also 1 minute 29.8.
Ollie is in P10 at the moment, so at the moment both Haas cars looking to make it through to Q3. That is quite surprising, to say the very least. But this is really good. We are performing very, very solidly in our debut season, and if this continues, I mean, we could be looking at an either historical equalization of the best finishing result that Haas has ever had, which is a P4 by Romain Grosjean at the Austrian Grand Prix back in 2018.
Less than 1 lap of fuel left now, the tank's pretty much empty.
Or maybe even best them. Maybe, who knows, we could be looking at a podium this season down the line if it continues to go this smoothly for us. But yeah, Q2, we are well and truly in the right place. And this is nice to see. Into the pits, we managed to slow it down this time. And the development, I have to say as well, for Haas at the beginning of this season has been very, very solid. We've got a lot of upgrades early on, and we just need to keep the flow coming. That way we might be looking at the tail end of the front-running pack instead of the front of the midfield in a couple of races. You never know, which is the exciting thing. But there we go. At the moment, let's see who's outside the top 10. So both Aston Martins, Nico Hülkenberg, Pierre Gasly and Liam Lawson. So all of these drivers, I think this is realistically probably the best opportunity that Ollie is going to have of making it through to his first Q3 of the season. Let's see. We're currently in P4. We are not going to be bumped out. Well, we get bumped out a little bit towards the end, but I don't think we get knocked down. We don't. And crucially, Ollie Bearman, for the first time this season, has made it through to Q3. So the race where we have received a whole bunch of upgrades, we both make it through to Q3 for the first time together. And this is looking very, very nice at the moment. We still have 5 drivers that are faster than us in Q2. I'm not expecting to be fighting for pole position, absolutely not. But it is good to see that we are currently on pace to maybe qualify either P6 or P5, depending on how we go about doing this. And the beautiful thing now is that we have an extra set of softs at our disposal.
Checks complete. Everyone be aware, we've got a car leaving the garage.
So we can get a quick lap in here at the beginning of Q3, pit, and then get another shot to try and improve it. So we just need to get a good banker lap here. And that shouldn't be a problem. But great to see Ollie also make it through to Q3. And that the upgrades are working. That is so nice to see. And hopefully during the race we're not going to be fighting a solo fight for Haas. That would indeed be very nice if that wasn't the case. And the Sakura livery that we are running, it seems like it's bringing us good luck. So the decision to keep it for both Bahrain and Saudi Arabia could prove to be maybe fruitful. But let's not get superstitious here now. It is just a nice lick of paint, obviously, and it looks cool. But I doubt it brings any good luck. But coming around the final couple of corners here, we are ready to get our first Q3 lap underway. And this should be nice and spicy. So let's see what we can do. Heading into turn 1, no traffic, that is quite nice. And this corner always bugs me out. It's so tricky to get the traction that is necessary. But we get it done. Oh, brake a little bit late there for turn 4. But we make it through, no problem. Missed the apex slightly there, but it's no big problem. And out of the hairpin, we are heading towards a very nice lap, it seems. The car is just sticking. It's feeling way different to any of the other races. This car is just hooked up, unlike anything we've felt before. So it's very nice. It feels very nice. It also did during practice, so I am looking very much forward to this race. Max Verstappen with the provisional pole. What is our lap going to put us? It's going to put us P2 for now. So solid first lap. I wasn't expecting to be challenging Max Verstappen for pole position either. So P4 at the moment.
Okay, we can take you this lap.
P5 now with other drivers starting to post lap times. Charles Leclerc on provisional pole. And crucially, we are still ahead of Ollie. So that is nice to see. We have Yuki Tsunoda in between us at the moment. And we are behind Hamilton.
Less than one lap of fuel left now. The tank's pretty much empty.
Rumbling away under our car. And down to P7. Someone else posted a faster lap. I believe it might have been one of the McLarens. Could also have been Antonelli. You never know. But so good to see both Haas cars in the top 10. That is what you love to see. And if everyone has posted a lap at the moment, that means we are currently a net P7 and P9. That is a really solid qualifying if that was to finish like this. So very solid stuff from both of us at the moment. But we still have one more shot left in the tank, and we are absolutely going to use it. You can see other drivers there also preparing to go for a second attempt. And it's such a shame that Codemasters is still yet to implement that you can make a quick swap of the tires here in qualifying. That would be a very nice feature, I think, if we could just do a normal pit stop. But there we have him, the man, Oliver Bearman, in his first Q3 of the season. very nice to see. I love it. And at the moment, yeah, everyone has posted their first lap times. We're slightly faster than Behrman and Antonelli at the moment behind our teammate. And we have, as I said, slotted Yuki Tsunoda right in between us. And we're probably... we're very close to Hamilton, though. So there might be an opportunity to challenge Lewis, unless he improves as well. But I think top 5 is very unlikely. At the moment, it is 7.5 tenths between ourselves and provisional poleman Charles Leclerc. So I don't think it's realistic to aim for the top half of the timetable. But hey, who knows?
Okay, when you're ready, let's go.
You never know. We're going to give it our best shot regardless, and hopefully we're going to find at least some improvements. That is the hope. But out for our final attempt here in qualifying. Let's see what this is going to be in terms of competitiveness. We are already very competitive, and our race starts have been absolutely massive throughout the beginning of this season, especially last time out in Japan. It was we gained like, what was it, 4 or 5 positions off the start. It was crazy. So hopefully we can do something similar here in Bahrain. And you can see there one of the McLarens as well out on track, one of the Red Bulls. So people coming out for their final attempts. We're going to be the first one to begin our final attempt here in Bahrain. Almost said Sepang, but it's obviously not Sepang. Would be lovely if we got Sepang back in Formula 1. But it doesn't look very likely at the moment. Anyway, enough about Sepang. We are about to begin our final attempt here in Sakhir. So let's see what we can do. Gonna do it a little bit differently here with the ERS this time. So we're going to be a little bit short. We're going to be 1/10 down heading into turn 1, but it shouldn't be a problem. And then coming out of turn 3, we're going to blast a little bit of the ERS. Here we go. A little bit wide there. It wasn't optimal. That felt very good though. Oh, over the curb there. Yeah, not the cleanest lap so far, but we still have time to improve. And what I saved the ERS for was right here, towards the end of the lap. So let's see if we can use it to good effect. Heading through this S section here. And then heading towards the final corner. This is going to be a small improvement. It's not going to be anything substantial. It's probably not going to improve us that much actually. No, we're not even going to improve. So P7 at best here in qualifying for us. And it looks as if as well that both Mercedes and our teammate have also opted to not go for a final attempt. So Ollie is going to qualify P9 here in Bahrain.
Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please.
So P7 and P9, I mean, it's not too bad. It's really not too bad. And you saw there at the top of your screens, Lando Norris took away provisional pole. I'm not quite sure if there's anyone who's still on a flying lap. So we will wait and see. But otherwise, in case no one is on a flying lap, Lando Norris is going to be on pole position here in Bahrain. And is he maybe going to start his title challenge here in the desert? That remains to be seen. We still have plenty of races ahead of us. This is only round 4 out of 24, so many races lie ahead of us to decide the championship. But it looks like it's McLaren who have the upper hand here in Bahrain, at least. But we can be very satisfied with our performance, I think. P7 and P9 here in qualifying. First time in Q3 for both of us. Or that we both are present here in Q3. And we managed to score a really solid qualifying spot. So, good stuff there. We're going to qualify P7 for round 4. And that should give us the opportunity to challenge for points come race Sunday. But a solid qualifying. It could have been better from me, honestly, on the final lap. There was potential. But ultimately didn't really come to anything, unfortunately.
Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry. We'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix.
So it is Lando Norris who takes pole position here in Bahrain. He is ahead of Charles Leclerc, who in turn is ahead of Norris's teammate, Piastri. And then it is the lead Red Bull of Verstappen. You can never discount him, to be honest. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to be challenging for the race lead as soon as we get underway. George Russell and Hamilton just ahead of us. And then it is Tsunoda ahead of our teammate Oliver Behrman, who managed to outqualify Kimi Antonelli. So very solid job there from our teammate. I think he can be very proud of that one. I am certainly proud of him. So this gives us a really good basis for the Grand Prix. Very good basis for maybe a double points finish for Haas. That would be very nice indeed. And no surprises here. There's no rain forecasted. I don't know if that is a surprise, but 29 laps is what we are going to have to contend with here in Bahrain. So I think let's just get on with the show and get racing. Let's see if we can maybe sneak away from the Bahrain desert with some good points. It would definitely not be unjust at this point. And obviously, as always, the game takes a little bit of a while to load all of the assets. It is what it is. So we're just awaiting the race start. And I'm quite excited to see what kind of strategy the team has cooked up.
The stage is set for another enthralling race in the Kingdom of Bahrain. A Ferrari stronghold in years gone by. Will they be able to add to their record today? We'll be racing around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit today. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left down into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he will start from pole position.
A very close qualifying.
Looking down the rest of the grid,
41 thousandths between pole position and second place.
George Russell and Hamilton. Iceman, Tsunoda, Behrman, and Andrea Kimi Antonelli. Alonso, Hulkenberg, Pierre Gasly and Stroll. Lawson, Albon, Gabriel Bortoleto and Carlos Sainz. Colapinto and Isaac Hadjar rounds off the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway.
It's disappointing qualifying for both Astons and for Williams.
Overlooking the circuit, I'm Alex Jakes, and I'm joined by Anthony Davidson. Okay,
that is what it is.
So important. Tell us about how you ace a launch off the line.
The drivers these days, they practice, practice and practice. They have rigs with them at the circuit where they can sit down with the actual steering wheel from the real car, and they've got lights that they react to. The clutch paddle is tailored around the driver's hands, around their fingers, so they can have optimum position before they start. So there's so much thought and effort that goes into getting these cars off the line.
And we are definitely someone who has perfected that art.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
So again, the team is maybe thinking that we should... I'm not quite sure. I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest. And I am, for some reason, not allowed to change it. I want to change it to a medium tire. Thank you very much. There we go. And maybe take the hard tire. Let's remove this stint and make it a medium stint. Maybe, let's see. Let's do something like that. I think that looks nice. What does the race timer say? It adds half a second, approximately, over the course of the entirety of the race. Honestly, maybe we can even fluke another one stop, you never know. But that is the thought. Also, if we do unintentionally pick up some damage at the beginning of the race, this gives us the opportunity to tweak the strategy quite nicely. So I think, again, we're going to go for a scheduled two-stopper, but with the option to modify it on the fly, as we have we almost made it work in Japan, so why not go for it again, is what I'm thinking. But here we go, P7 again on the grid. We did have a small letdown in Japan. We qualified outside of the top 10.
No threat of rain for the time being, conditions look good.
Mark with the obvious comment there of no rain. But yeah, first time we qualified outside the top 10 was in Japan in the last episode. And today we are back into the top 10, this time together with our teammate. So that is lovely to see. And now we just once again need an absolutely mega start. And then we work from there. And if we can get a mega start, I mean, that would help us maybe gain 2 positions heading into turn 1. We do have to be cautious, because again, turn 1 here at Sakhir is very sharp right-hander, and it's followed by a fast left and right, leading on to a straight, and realistically you're only going to have the overtake executed once you get into turn 4. So we're going to have to do our very best, be on our best behaviors into turn 1, avoid damage at all cost, and then once we complete lap 1, hopefully without damage, we take it from there and see how things go. What does the temps look like? Tires are a little bit cold, but I mean, they always are. But here we go. And we're starting on the outside, so we have to be extra cautious. We can't really, we don't have the luxury of the inside, unfortunately, but it is what it is. But here we go, ready to line up in our grid spot.
Okay, incredible parking there, nice one. That's going to give you the edge if you can get a good launch as the race starts.
Let's see what we can do.
Keep an eye on the lights, the start sequence will begin as soon as the grid is formed. Be ready with the clutch.
We've had some good race starts this season. Hopefully that continues here today. And it seems like we get a better start than Russell. So heading into turn 1, we're going to be attacking. And we're going to be cautious, like I said. Oh, Verstappen there closing the gap that he opened up also. But we make it through. The bollard goes flying and we are up into P4. So chaotic race start from us. Almost ran into the back of both Piastri and Verstappen. But we survive without damage. And now we just have to settle in, find the groove, and see what we can do.
Alright, let's focus now for the rest of the race.
Yep, copy that, Mark. I am on it. And we have plenty of ERS to go here. And I am expecting Verstappen and Russell challenging us at some point. Yeah, the car is quite different right now. Much heavier, obviously, with the race levels of fuel. So that has to be taken into consideration as well. Piastri with a bit of a tank slapper there. So he might not be feeling so comfortable. And it seems we got away without any damage. We outbrake ourselves a little bit into the last corner. And we are immediately under attack from Verstappen.
We can now use DRS.
And here comes
DRS
Russell as well.
Available.
So it's going to be 3 wide heading into turn 1. Here on the beginning of lap 2. Oh, there's a bit of contact there. I don't know whether that was between Russell and Verstappen or one of the two maybe touching ourselves. But we get the DRS and we stay ahead, crucially. So let's see what we can do from this position. Keeping up with Piastri is probably going to be a little bit more difficult than what it seems at the moment as we go on into the race. But I mean, so far we're doing barely enough to stay within DRS range. So it is going to be tricky. But we do get the DRS on this lap as well. We're going to use a little bit of ERS. And Russell has overtaken Verstappen for P5, so he's going to be the driver attacking us come the start-finish straight. We're also nursing the tires a little bit here, not pushing too hard, trying to maybe be a little bit conservative in that regard. It worked out quite nicely for us in Japan, so no reasons to not do it again. But I mean, so far we're doing everything that is needed of us. Oh, almost into the back of Piastri there. And the Australian is not really pulling away. Meanwhile, Verstappen and Russell are having the absolute ding-dong battle that we love to see. Oh, loss of front-end grip there behind Piastri. We're going to see if we can save up a little bit of ERS behind the Australian. Tires already starting to feel a little bit worse for wear. But it's not too bad yet. Meanwhile, it seems like Ollie is still within the points, so that is nice to see. But I think he might just be clinging on to the last points paying position. So if he could get an overtake in, that would be very, very nice. Meanwhile, we are hanging on to Piastri's McLaren. Although Verstappen, more than we are attacking Piastri, he is attacking us. So we might have to let Dutchman go here on this lap. Let's see what is Max going to bring. And he's going to go to the outside. Preferred racing line. We have the inside into turn 1. We managed to defend this time around. We do get the DRS, which is quite nice. But we are losing time to Piastri at the moment. And this is also using up our tires quite severely. But we're still doing a decent job at the moment keeping up with the McLaren man. Meanwhile, his teammate and Charles Leclerc have broken away out in front. They have broken a gap that is not really helping both myself and Piastri defend from Verstappen at the moment. So if Oscar could just close up to the front two a little bit, that would be very lovely. Verstappen, once again, he is significantly faster than what we are. And he is gonna probably overtake us heading into turn 1 this time. We still have the DRS to defend though, so he might not be able to get past. Although saying that, here comes the Dutchman heading into turn 1. Does he get the move? Yeah, I couldn't quite get the power down.
Wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
Let's see if we can get him back. Oh, just about. Oh, he sees us. Yeah, but that was a bit of a late move there. And Max.
Okay, mate. Okay, Russell's behind you now. We want to keep them behind, please. It's critical for our race.
We have the objective of keeping George Russell behind us. But yeah, Verstappen slips through. That was to be expected, unfortunately. Now we need to try and keep George Russell behind us until lap 10. I don't think George is quite at the same pace level as Verstappen. So it should theoretically be easier to keep him behind. But you can see how Max is just hounding the back of Piastri's McLaren already. And we are finding it a little bit tricky to keep up with him. And at the moment, it seems like Ollie has fallen out.
We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
Oh well, I couldn't find the option to ask about my teammate. Whoa. Big snap there. That's going to let Russell back into our slipstream and closer to us.
Norris has just moved into first place.
Wasn't he already there? But it seems like the one stopper is not going to work here today. Tires already feeling a bit scuffed. And I would very much like a new set of tires, please, very soon. What does the tire wear look like? Yeah, it's a little bit worse than what I expected. Oh, as Isaac Hadjar is out of the race. Is that going to give us a safety car or anything? Doesn't look like it. So here at the end of lap 6, Verstappen's still on the back of Oscar Piastri. And we have just lost DRS, I think, to the two in front here. I don't think we're going to get DRS this time around. So Russell might have a clear shot this time. But here goes Verstappen ahead of Piastri. He finally sticks it down the inside. Or was it the outside? I'm not quite sure. Oh, as we get a big slide coming out of turn 1. That was not necessary at all. And George Russell.
Okay, mate, I'm afraid we didn't quite get what we needed there, but let's not worry about it. Get your head down now, chin up, and let's focus right until the checkered flag.
Yeah, there was a bit of lack of concentration from my side there to let Russell stick his nose in. You could already see the pace difference. Verstappen is starting to break away from Piastri already. He is significantly faster than all of us at the moment. Who knows, maybe an early stop could be the option here. Let's see, I don't even know when the pit window is scheduled. Okay, yeah.
Pitting this lap then, coming to the pits at the end of this lap.
So we're set to box next lap, but I'm gonna go one lap earlier. Tires are starting to die off. We're gonna throw a bit of a wrench. Do it differently. Into the pits we go. One lap earlier. It is what it is. Now we'll need to see if we can stretch these tires.
Okay, let's go now. Come on. That was a fantastic stop. Faster than we were expecting.
So that's good. Really good.
You've got 2 stops remaining now. 2 stops remaining in this strategy.
Let's see. We get out in P19, so last remaining driver. But we have clear track ahead of us. So hopefully we can utilize this to our benefit and maybe use it for something when the others do decide to stop. The mediums could definitely have gone longer. I could have pushed them maybe 1 or 2 laps more, but there was no need for it. So we took an early stop. I think, let's see what it does. Now I obviously have to get used to the hard tires. It's gonna take a little bit. Oh, the car is understeering a little bit. The tires are not quite up to temperature just yet. It's gonna take a couple of laps, especially the fronts. They are heating up not that fast, to be honest. But here we go. We are slowly closing in. Some drivers starting to make their stops now. Stroll is into the pits. Here's a Mercedes. That was George Russell. So good stuff there from us to maybe get an advantage. We do stretch out a little bit of a gap to Russell behind. Solid stuff so far. Tires are still not up to temp.
The car behind you's just come in for the hard tyres. Car behind, running hard tyres.
We're catching up to Liam Lawson here. Hopefully he's not going to be anything that is going to play tricks on us. He could help us if we're lucky. Colapinto in front of him is on softs. I'm not really sure how he's taken them that long. That must be horrible to drive on at the moment. But yeah, let's see if we can get the DRS here on Liam Lawson. Russell is back within DRS range. So the strategy, although it did take the pressure off for a moment.
Right, Ollie's coming in for his stop.
Okay, Lawson is not boxing, so we have to make it past him on track. And he is defending, that's not that nice. But here we go, Oscar Piastri coming out of the pits. As we get past Liam Lawson. Let's see, can we attack the Australian? We don't quite have enough. So close to a very solid overcut there. or undercut. I don't really know what the differences are. I can't remember which one is which. But we are within DRS range of Piastri once again. So the strategy definitely worked, and Russell is getting held up by Liam Lawson behind us. So that's going to give us some breathing room. So this has played into our favor the way I wanted it. So this is really nice. The tires are just not warming up. It's crazy. What is happening? The tires are finally starting to warm, but it's so difficult. And Piastri has already broken the DRS gap. So at the moment we are in P7. We're going to be elevated, is it 1 or 2 positions here? 2 positions, so we're back up into P5.
ERS is low, ERS is low. Consider changing mode on your MFD, or lift a little with gentle braking into corners to recharge it.
I am aware, Mark, don't worry. Gonna recharge it a little bit. It just doesn't seem like our car
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
likes this kind of track here. Unfortunately, we're not quite able to extract the wanted performance, which really annoys me quite a bit, but it is what it is.
Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 2.1 seconds.
But with that being said, I mean, we are doing what is necessary at the moment. A little bit early on the turn in there for the final corner. Verstappen posts the fastest lap. We are nowhere near him in terms of pace. Let me tell you that. But George Russell not closing us down as quickly as he might have liked, which is good to see. And right now it's just about getting these tires as far as possible, and then we'll see what happens after that. Gasly all the way up into P7.
Tyre wear rates are lower than we expected. Stay out a little longer if you can.
Okay, so tyre wear was
Copy that.
a little bit lower on the hard tyres compared to what they thought. I think it was a little bit higher on the mediums though. So the longer we can keep the hard tyre going, the better it will be for us at the moment. But it seems like we've stabilized a little bit. The time loss is not as severe as it was at a stage earlier in this race. So that is very nice.
Okay, mate. Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 3.4 seconds.
Oh.
Engine's running very, very hot. Engine's running hot. Let's try and keep it cooler.
Alright, so engine overheating. That's unfortunate. We're gonna have to play around with the ERS settings then a little bit. And be a little bit more...
Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilise some of this energy.
On,
Come on.
Some of the components. But let's keep tabs on this. At the moment it's only 132. Let's blast a little bit of ERS here. Does that increase the engine temperature? I wonder. Doesn't seem like it. It looks fine for now. George Russell is closing up to us though. As we were trying to get engine temps under control. And we have it under control right now, it seems. And if we could just keep Russell behind us, it shouldn't be a problem either.
And gap to the car in front, 3.9 seconds.
Yeah, at the moment we're doing okay with the target, so this is fine. And now Russell, what is he going to do? Oh, this is going to be difficult to defend from, I think. Heading into turn 1. This could prove very difficult. We get the DRS though, so that is very nice, very crucial. And at the moment we are doing what is necessary from us to make this strategy work. At the moment I do wonder when the AI is scheduled to box. That I do wonder. Because we went a little bit earlier. But not like massively early. So I'm interested in seeing that as well. But we are doing a solid one here today. Others have obviously also brought some upgrades. So to expect that we are going to be the fastest, probably not going to happen. And Russell might actually have made a mistake there and given us the DRS for this straight. So that's not very nice.
Great stuff, mate. You hit the target well there. Nice one. There's a long way to go in this race, though, so keep your head down.
His strategy to try and maybe overtake us. He did have a look there. Let's see, is he going to fly past us now? He's going to go for it. But he's not quite able to set it up.
Okay, gap ahead.
Oh, and Mark, you're cutting out. You didn't tell me the gap ahead. Oh no. Lap 16, we're still defending from Russell here. We're doing a solid job so far. Seems like Ollie has fallen out of the points. at this moment in the race, which is obviously very unfortunate, but it is what it is. You can't really change that. At the moment I'm just trying to keep the tire wear at a decent level. Hard tires have felt really, really good. I think I'm gonna have to let Russell go here on this lap, unfortunately. We don't quite have the speed necessary to fight him. Oh. Apologies. Ooh, big snap there. Tsunoda and Hamilton are fighting a couple of seconds back from us. Oy. Apologies. And there's a whole gaggle of cars behind us that are fighting for position. It's like 4 cars or something. We've just fought. We should have gotten DRS there. We were well within the 1 second of George Russell. So we get cheated out of DRS, unfortunately. We're gonna get it this time, though. At least we should. Yeah, no problems here. So we're just gonna take it easy. We're gonna save up some ERS on this straight. And also save some tires. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Ollie's into the pits for his final stop. Nice to see. We're going to take these tires. How long are we actually taking them? Lap 20. Okay, yeah, that is what I expected. Ooh, big rumble over the curbs there. Not what you want. Okay, yeah, so we are taking them until at least lap 20. That is what I expected as well. That leaves us with 9 laps left on the mediums. Sorry, not on the hards. And that should be well good. 1 stop not quite possible, but it was worth going for the attempt. We should have been able to keep the mediums a little bit longer. That way we could maybe have done a very slow 1 stop. Russell is into the pits. So we briefly jump up into, what is this going to be, P2? Yeah, P2. For a couple of laps, it seems. But the tires are really starting to feel it now. And with 10 laps to go, we're still in a very solid points paying position.
Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
But the tires are so dead right now that we might have to box early. That's also okay, because obviously the car is lighter now. Doesn't have quite as much fuel as it did at the start of the race, so the tires should be able to go a little bit further.
The car behind you's just come in for the hard tyres. Car behind running hard tyres.
So Leclerc running the hard tyres until the end. And we are absolutely not boxing for the softs. No question about that. The softs would not be a good race tyre.
Okay, we've got a gap of around 10 seconds until you reach the next car. Keep pushing.
That's fine. But we are stopping at the end of this one. And then... oh, we just barely made it under the limit there. But super entry to the pits. Very solid indeed. And now we just need a good pit stop from the crew.
Okay, go, go, go!
Solid stop.
Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one.
And Russell...
pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
As expected, honestly. But we are well ahead, and Bortoleto currently inside the top 10 with that Kick Sauber. That would be a surprise. If he is set to take a surprise points paying position.
We need to save some ERS, so let's use all the techniques you know about to charge it up.
Okie dokie. What do we need to recharge it to? 80%. I know a few tricks. You know that, Mark. You know that I know a few tricks. But yeah, it seems like we're going to grab some good points here today. Car has really felt good. So this is very, very lovely indeed. And definitely the race we had hoped for. Maybe we might be able to hunt down George Russell at the end of this one. Who knows?
Okay, gap to the car in front, 2.2 seconds.
Let's see what is possible at the end of this race. I mean, it could maybe be possible. Now we just have to save some ERS first and get this target done with.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
I am very much aware.
Oh, mate, great stuff. You hit that target. That sets us up nicely for the rest of this race.
And we were closing up to Russell in that process. So now we go full on attack to try and catch George Russell before the end of the race. And we have so much ERS to play with now. Now we just need to utilize it. Gap is under 2 seconds as we're hunting him down. We are probably going to be the fastest car on track at the moment, given that the majority of the grid is on hard tires. So this could be interesting for sure. Let's hunt down this Briton, see what we can do.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 17.1 seconds.
A good lead over Ollie, it seems. Then we're going to use the middle sector here to save up the ERS again so we can keep using it the way we are at the moment. And it seems like it's working quite nicely. At least for now. We are almost within the DRS range of George Russell. So let's push. See if we can get him. And we are now within DRS. So good strategy here again to make the correct assessments from the team and myself. Right, yeah, okay. Beautiful English. And now we are well and truly within DRS of George Russell. Now we can just work away at him. See what we can do. We could save a lot of ERS for a shot at him at some point. We're just gonna take it nice and easy. We still have plenty of laps to play with. Whoa, not if we keep doing that. That is not the correct way to do that. We're still within DRS, so it's all good. Thankfully. Whoa! 2 big snaps there. Not really nice. Let's see if we can't have a look at him into turn 1 on this lap. If it's possible. We still have plenty of laps to go, so no need really. But let's give it a shot. Let's see what we can do. Not quite into turn 1 on this lap. Whoa, big slide there. And again, not really able to close up. Ollie into the pits again. So he must have had some damage.
Right, Ollie's coming in for his stop.
Unfortunately. He must have been involved in some kind of collision, so no points for him today, unfortunately. That does suck though. That is really unfortunate for him. Had a really solid qualifying. But yeah, we are putting the pressure on George Russell. Hopefully he should be starting to feel it. And he is obviously using a little bit more ERS than probably what we are, since he doesn't have the DRS. This time we are a little bit closer, so let's utilize this. See if we can get past him this time. We should be able to. He goes defensively. We're going to swing to the outside, and here we go into turn 1 ahead of George Russell.
Okay, good work. Great pass.
And now let's see if we can defend from him. That's going to be the tricky part. But I do think I have a few tools that I can utilize with this set of medium tires compared to his hard tires. Right now we're just saving up ERS. We are already breaking away from him, so this is really, really good. Almost up to a second now, the gap. And the difference in strategy has proven to be the deciding factor once again, which is quite surprising. He's close though. He is really close. Let's use some ERS, see if we can draw away from him here.
Okay, gap to the car ahead, 6.2 seconds.
Heading into turn 1. He wasn't anywhere near us this time.
Okay, the car behind is dropping back. We're seeing a gap starting to form.
Not the best traction out of that corner. Is he able to go for it here? Not quite. We throw the defense and that should not have worked, but maybe it startled him a little bit. The tires are starting to show their wear. So it might get a little bit tricky towards the end. We have 3 laps to go. And his tires are only going to get better compared to ours. So it might be too difficult. We might have gone for it a little bit too early, unfortunately. But let's see. There's still things that could change this race, absolutely. But let's see, try and pull out of the slipstream here. Heading into
Green
turn
flag.
1. Oh, yellow flag. Don't know whether that was behind or in front of us. But Russell has gotten back past us. That is probably okay. Yuki Tsunoda is out of the Grand Prix. Oh dear. So the Japanese driver, oh, Russell there, whoa, and we do the exact same thing. I was about to say Tsunoda not having the best of races here today. And his race has just gotten worse as well. So very unfortunate for him. We retain the DRS though, so we're not quite out of it yet. The tires are starting to give away, unfortunately. So we might have gone for it a little bit too early on George Russell. We should have waited a couple of laps, maybe, with attacking him. Which, that's just something we're going to have to take with us as experience. Let's see if we can put pressure on him. He's still going to defend. And heading into turn 1. Ooh, he almost runs into us. So there's still a battle here for P5, well and truly. And I'm just surprised we are even in this battle, I have to say. But next time through might have to be the one where we go for it. And try and overtake George Russell. If we want any hopes of maybe getting P5 in this one. There's no pressure from behind. Hamilton is quite far behind, so no pressure there. Our focus can be focused totally on George Russell for the remaining couple of laps here. Or should I say the remaining laps soon. We have plenty of ERS, so it shouldn't be a problem. We just need a good exit out of the final corner, and then it should all be good. Oh, we almost spin there. Here we go, George Russell.
Okay, you've just started the final lap of the race. Final lap.
It doesn't defend, it seems. We're going to send it to the inside, into turn 1. Whoa, big snap of oversteer there. That might actually just have saved him. We still get one chance There's still a second DRS zone. Whoa, big slide there. That might have cost us. There's still plenty of spaces to go for it. We just need to close up to him and put pressure on him. Maybe he makes a mistake. But here we go. We're still within DRS. We need to burn all of our ERS to try and get this one on George Russell. But it doesn't look likely. It doesn't look likely at all. And Charles Leclerc wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. And we are probably not close enough to finish in P5. We gave it a good shot. But coming around the final corner, George Russell is going to hold us off for P5. We're going to finish P6. It's still 8 points, so it's very solid. Whew.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
But a P5 was definitely on the cards there. So... And Gabriel Bortoleto with Driver of the Day. I'm not quite sure where he finished, to be honest. He was briefly running within the top 10.
What a performance! He's left the field behind.
But Charles Leclerc
wins it.
Bravo to the Monegasque driver who takes victory here in Bahrain.
Mastery of these conditions, these changeable conditions that we saw today, is very impressive indeed. So a huge congratulations to this driver for taking victory today.
And Lando Norris in P2, Oscar Piastri in P3. That's going to do wonders for them in the constructors.
Venturing onto the podium to begin the celebrations.
Hamilton not quite able to stick with Leclerc.
His name is Charles Leclerc.
So Ferrari might be looking at other options, who knows. Then again, saying that, I mean, it is only Hamilton's first year if we're looking at when he changed over, so it is his first year with the Scuderia. He has to get used to the team, he has to settle in and get to know the car and all of that stuff. So we might be being a little too harsh on him, but yeah, McLaren with a solid performance here today.
Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who's joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
So we finish in P6, Hamilton in P7, and Albon picking up a single point for Williams. That is going to help them. Where did Behrman finish, actually? He finished P15, and he had 3 stops. So I am wondering whether or not he had an incident, maybe? Let's have a look. Incidents. We had a collision with Verstappen, and apart from that, it's only the mechanical failures of Isaac Hadjar and Yuki Tsunoda that have been noted. So it doesn't look like Behrman had any troubles there, unfortunately, which means he was probably on the 3-stop strategy that was suggested to us. And really not a beneficial strategy at all. I have no idea why that was suggested, but it is what it is. And we take a leap. We rise from 67 to 68 overall in rating. In terms of the inter-team battle, we are now currently being favored, which is nice to see. We are also the... are we actually the highest rated driver? No, we are not. So we're still 9 overall ratings behind Ollie Behrman, but we have had the better season so far, at least, and we continue to impress. We continue to impress, that is for sure, and that is the most important thing as well. And we might actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we might have some upgrades that are also coming in just before the beginning of the next race. Let's have a look. Some weekly resources and a front wing adjuster bracket. Let's see if that one gets put on. Yes, there we go. So we have another upgrade heading into round 5 in Saudi Arabia. And I'm very much looking forward to that. At the moment, we're still sitting P7. We retake P7 ahead of Andrea Kimi Antonelli. Tsunoda drops to P9. He didn't score any points, so unfortunate there for the Japanese driver. And in the constructors, we have kind of pulled a gap on Williams and Alpine behind, so P5 looking very, very nice at the moment, and also looking very possible at the given moment. We're still quite far behind Hamilton in the drivers, though. I'm not expecting, as I said, to be challenging at least the top 5. Maybe if we develop the car quick enough, we can challenge that 6th place, but at the moment it looks like we are fighting with Antonelli and Tsunoda over the I almost said top 7. I meant P7. So that does it for that episode. I mean, much better outcome than Japan. We were running very lofty in Japan, but this time we managed to bring it back home. P6, 8 points. That is quite solid. And as I said, next up is Jeddah. And what a track that is. It's one of the newer ones. I think it might be the newest one in this game. So very much looking forward to that one. Another night race in the Middle East. And we are retaining the Sakura livery that we ran, because it seems to bring good luck. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to round 5. It's a high-speed circuit, and hopefully the updates that we have brought over the course of the previous 2 episodes will start to benefit us heading into the upcoming races. So very much looking forward to that, and hopefully you guys are as well. If you are, I would highly encourage you to like and subscribe. It really shows that not only do you enjoy the live streams and find them entertaining, but it also shows me that you found pretty much every single piece of content that I've made here on the channel a little bit entertaining. So that really does show the appreciation. And I do have to say, I do appreciate the support. I have been keeping a little bit of an eye out for some of the statistics over the past couple of episodes, so I can only say a massive thank you. I really do appreciate it, and hope that not only you guys will continue to watch this series, the F1 25 career mode, but also the Baldur's Gate campaign I am currently on with my friends, and obviously also into the future we are looking to bring new content, so I'm very much looking forward to that. Something that shouldn't be a surprise is obviously once the F1 26 DLC gets released for this game, we're definitely going to take a look at that, and we're going to dive deep into what that DLC contains. Not only the cars and the driver changes, but also I suspect that the Madrid circuit is also going to be there. All of the other changes that may come, so I'm very much looking forward to that. And then also there might be some new series starting soon, you never know. So if you don't want to miss that, I would suggest that you subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and as always, I wish you all a blessed day, and until we see each other again, have a wonderful day and have a good one.